how huge of a race is this going to be?
The race is going to be beyond anything I can imagine. When I thought the race up, I thought it was going to be big, and I knew it was going to be something that I would want to see. That was the big thing to me, is what would I want to see? And as it's progressed, it's blown up to a level that we couldn't imagine on the national level. This thing is just huge. It's off the charts.
Mm-hmm. What kind of interest have you seen so far from other racers and racing teams?
Well, the interest started off by skepticism as far as what, $3.6 million or you win the track? You know, the largest purse in sprint car racing is $150,000 for first place, and that's the granddaddy of them all. That's Knoxville, the Knoxville Nationals. 100 plus drivers from all over the country come to this each year, and the top you can win is $150,000. And this track, you know, it's listed at $9.4 million, or they have a cash option at $3.6 million. So the prize is just so over the top and bigger than any prize that's ever been in sprint car racing. So at the beginning, the drivers thought, this can't be right, it can't be. So at the beginning, when we announced it, it was a lot of clarification calls. Is this right? How does this work? You know, what if we don't take the track? What if we do take the track? How do the taxes work? It was all this, but the people we were hearing from is what was shocking me. From national media down to drivers that we haven't heard from in years, that are from Pennsylvania and the West Coast, and drivers who have raced here. Drivers like Terry McCarl, 102 races he's won here, the most winning driver ever in Huset. Everybody was calling with different questions. And that's how it all started. When we broke this, and we'd been working on it for a while, but when we broke it and got all our ducks in a row, everybody was just crazy. What do you mean? How does this work? What do you mean you're giving the track away? How does that work? And what if we don't want the track? What if we can't run the track? What if we live in Ohio and we don't need the track? Well, that's why we added the $3.6 million bounty on it. And they don't have to tell us until they're in victory lane. That's the coolest part about it. 24 cars on this track for the A main, 4 wide, and the winner is going to win the entire shebang, the whole lot, or $3.6 million. And they don't have to tell us till they get to the finish line. The shock and awe on the people's face is going to be priceless at that time.
What would keep this from not happening, I guess?
It's simply a number of cars. Right now it's a numbers game. We did everything we can to stack the deck and to lay the cards out and to get the game ready. And it only takes 18 cars to make this happen. And it maxes out at 36 cars. I'm a Vegas guy, 36 numbers on a roulette table without the greens. It's a 1 in 36 chance of picking up the entire facility, or $3.6 million. That's the worst odds. The best odds would be 1 in 18. We really think this is going to happen. We're planning on this happening, from ordering the food and getting the place ready. The place is spotless, it's ready to go. The insurance is bought, all the details, we're putting the crews together, we're putting the staffing together, the security, the car parkers. We're doing this as it's going to happen. I would be shocked if we don't hit 18 drivers. But to answer your question, what would make this not happen is if we don't hit 18 drivers. We've even went as far as to put this on Tuesday, August 13th, giving 2 days backed up as rain dates. So if it rains out Tuesday, we'll have it Wednesday. If it rains out Wednesday, we'll have it Thursday. If the only open window is 11 o'clock Thursday morning, we're racing this race because it's got to get done. And the next big race in the country is Grand Forks, North Dakota with the World of Outlaws on Friday. So we have this tight window between the Knoxville Nationals in Knoxville, Iowa, and the Grand Forks race, because a lot of these outlaw drivers we expect to come. And the World of Outlaws has been great with this. They've been very cooperative. They've raced here several years. I've been in contact directly with Tom Deary on this the whole step of the way to make sure that this plays nice with the entire racing community. And the reason we're doing it on that date is the most cars in the country are gathered in Knoxville, Iowa over this time. Because it's a big expense to bring your cars and your haulers and crews, you know, across the country. But everybody's here. The Outlaws, the All-Stars, all the racing groups get together. That's 5 hours down the road. It ends on Saturday. They'll be up here for that Tuesday race, I suspect.
And you're still confident of getting 18 racers? You've got money from one so far.
I might be nuts about being confident, and we do. We have money from one. We have commitments from a few. And we have interest from a lot of people. Remember, this was just announced a week ago, and we still have 7 weeks before it's going to be in there. Everybody's waiting to see who signs up. Can I beat this person? But let's call it like it is. The drivers and race teams don't have $200,000 to enter a race. Race car drivers don't make a lot of money. It's a sport of passion. And these guys are out there slinging the dirt every week to make small purses. You know, most tracks pay $3,000 and $4,000. But this is so big that we think this will step it up to the next level. The team owners, the sponsors, gamblers, business owners. What about the 6 people who have been trying to buy this track? I went to closing 6 times on this track to sell it. And the people have came up with this excuse or that excuse, or haven't had the money, or their banking fell out, or their investors. So all these people can go out, hire a great driver for $200,000, or maybe hire 6 drivers for $1.2 million. And pick up this facility for that. So our thinking is there's going to be a lot of side deals. There's going to be the 10 buddies who throw in $200,000 apiece and form a little LLC who are sitting at a bar and hire a great driver like Terry McCarl. And the reason I bring up Terry is I've been in contact with him. He wants to race this. Does he have $200,000 sitting around? No. He said if he did, he'd have retired by now. So he wants to be in this race. So somebody comes in, pays a great driver like that, pays their deposit, and then works a back-end deal with them. Maybe if Terry wins, they give him another couple $100,000, and the guy keeps the track. So I think there's a lot of shifting there. Kevin Rudeen at Rudeen Racing loves this track, has been here, had drivers win here, several drivers, was the first one to actually wire the money and do the contract. That's why that billboard is up already. But we plan to fill up all 36 spots. We're hoping we hit 36. I know a lot of people are saying, is it going to hit 18? Is it going to hit 18? Well, I'm not even looking at the 18 number. We're looking at 36. And that's what we want. We want to have 3 heat races of 12, and we want to put 24 cars on that track to race at the end. Now, let's face it, if it's only 18 cars, there's not a need for a heat race. All 18 cars go on the track, and the winner wins this thing. That's insane, that kind of money. So the $200,000, although it sounds like a lot, when you pare it down to what you're actually winning or what you're getting, it's not. It's some incredible odds, better odds than any race team has ever been able to attempt to achieve. And these car haulers and the teams and all that, it costs a lot to have on the road. So you'd be surprised where $200,000 is. And there's a lot of drivers in this country that could win this race, especially at this track. This track is different than every other track because it's only 3/8 miles. It's got a steep bank on it, and it's fast. And like Terry McCarl always says, it's like racing a jet fighter in a gymnasium. Anybody can win. It's 40 laps long. There can be a flip, a yellow flag, a crash. It can be anything. Anybody can win this race. And on some of the bigger races, the Hot Shots, Donnie Schatz, and a lot of the World of Outlaw guys, Pittman and these guys, you know, they call it follow the leader in racing on these half-mile tracks, because you get out there and you got a strong car and a strong team and a lot of horsepower, you can win. Here, you get in traffic quick. You get out too fast, you're catching up on the bumpers of the last guys. And I'm thinking Mad Max, I'm thinking the Rat Race, I'm thinking Gumball Rally. There's so many things that come to mind. What are the strategies going to be on this? What side deals are going to be made? What teams are going to be coming in? What sponsors are going to be there? What gamblers are going to be there? I can't wait. And I tell you this, I am going to do everything in my power to make sure we have 18 cars here. I'm on the phone daily. I have a crew out here working full-time to have this thing ready. I'm out doing media like this. This is something I normally would not be doing. I have a lot of other stuff going on, but I want to be here for this race. The town needs it, Brandon needs it, the race fans need it, the drivers need it. This is the gold standard track in the United States of America, bar none. $18 million investment from the time I purchased this, and there's nothing like it. Like the suite you're sitting in right now, elevators, air conditioning. You don't see this in dirt racing at all. You barely see it in NASCAR in some of these races. Brandon is so lucky to have a facility like this, and racing is so lucky. It's been here since 1954. Families have been coming out here, and it's better than ever. It has been sitting dormant for a while, but we've had full-time crews out here this entire time, mowing, painting, cleaning. This is as clean and nice and ready, race ready as it's ever been. The Wi-Fi is working, the lights are on, the music's on, we are ready to race, and we have been for a long time.
Why is it important to rebrand it as Huset's as opposed to Black Hills Speedway?
Well, it was Badlands Motor Speedway to start off, and the reason for the branding is real simple. When I put this track on the market, we've had buyers come to the table with offers, 6 of them all the way to contract, okay? Every one of these buyers who were coming in planned on reverting back to Huset Speedway. Most of them planned on reverting back to Sunday nights and going back to the classic brand. One of the drivers pointed it out best. It's like when you went to New Coke and you're going back to classic Coke. That's what we're doing. So since they all brought this up, the second we could get on the track this year, and let's face it, it was raining. I mean, it's been the wettest spring in the Midwest, so it took us a while to get out here. But the second we could get out here, we tore all the old billboards down, all the old signs down, repainted everything, and rebranded everything to the legendary Huset Speedway from 1954 on up. And the same mantras, the whole bit. So we ditched the old brand, because that was part of the Badlands project. This is a legend. Huset's is a legend. Till Huset's came out here and dug this thing in 1954. It deserves to be Huset Speedway. And when I put this together, the only reason we changed it to Badlands Motor Speedway was to be part of the entire Badlands project. You know, jokingly, everybody else has always still referred to it as Huset's. And we only had that one full season. I'm shocked, though, at how long this has been here, and even the locals, and how many people haven't been out to the track. It blows me away.